what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to like too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we are
agree to disagree.
Okay,
Moving on.
well, the makeup bottle. A little. Looks like a cracked out T-bird, some grease.
Yeah, I can
You
see
know,
that.
she's got that black.
Hey everybody, happy end of summer. It is time for ChickChat. We are ready to get back on a routine. I'm ready to get back on a routine. I'm ready to get my kids' butts back in school. Jeanette, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. My kid went back to school this past Thursday, so
Oh, you're living the dream right now.
living the dream. I'm trying to get back into my routine of what I want to do during the day. So once I get that figured out, I'll be a happy, happy girl.
I hear you. I'm counting down the hours, the days. I am 1 week out, 1 week away.
So after Labor Day?
No, of course not. That would be too easy. Like, why would you go to school after the long weekend holiday? Instead, let's start on a Wednesday before the long weekend.
Huh.
But no,
Give them a little feel for school and then just say, take a break.
Let's go for a couple days and then say, you need a vacation.
We've overloaded you.
Yes.
Last 3 days.
So sorry. So we go back on the 30th of August. And so we're, again, counting down the days, almost there. But listen, I am not ragging on my kids being home. My kids are ready. My kids are ready to go. Like, they are ready. They miss their friends. I mean, they see their friends over summer, of course, like doing things and stuff, but it's not the same, right? Like, they're just ready. They love a routine too, and we are almost there. So it's time. We're at the end of the summer. I hope you've had a good summer, but all good things must come to an end. And now we're going into like the best time of the year. Fall and holiday season is soon upon us. It will be here before we know it, and I cannot wait.
Listen, we are going into my favorite time of the year. I love fall.
Yes.
So I am just happy to wrap up the year.
Yes.
Let's start something new.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
I am done with you, summer. Peace out. Excellent. Well, you know who else is done with everything right now?
Who's that?
The writers and the actors in the guild.
Yes.
Have you been following this? Have you seen this whole, I mean, it's been going on for a while. We haven't chatted in a while because, again, summer. But for everybody that's listening, again, welcome to ChickChat. Thanks for hanging out with us. But have you been following the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild and their strike that they are on?
I followed it in the early beginnings of it. I haven't done so much in the past couple of weeks, but I understand like their grievances and they make sense.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I, for one, would like them to figure out these negotiations. I thought I could live my life on reality TV and game shows, and it's just not working.
One cannot live on Steve Harvey alone.
No.
I am
only so many celebrity editions that you can take and so many celebrities that you can get to be on these shows.
Yes. It's not fun. I also agree with you about the strike. I get it. Fair wages, fair prices, fair treatment of their likeness being used in things, residuals, and AI is involved in this talkings, which is crazy. That is coming up now, but there's a lot of little elements that go on to this, and there's a lot of things. This is a union job, I mean, these are people that are. It's so crazy to hear and think about, like, oh, poor actors, making millions of dollars for movies and blah, blah, blah and all. But this is not just about an actor, right? This is not just about the multi-million-dollar people. This goes down all the way to the people that are, catering food and writing scripts and doing makeup and basically living job to job to try to make ends meet, and just in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And it's, I heard one of them basically refer to this as like a second pandemic for them, because
Wow.
they can't do anything.
Right.
If you're supporting it, then you can't do anything, right?
Right. And not
And
many people
so,
are going to not support it because it affects them too. I mean,
yeah,
I think you've got to remember, and this brings into perspective of just how many working actors there are versus how many there are job to job actors. Like, yes, the actors we know and we see, we're like, oh, we feel so sorry for you. This is not for them. This
yeah,
is for those actors who have bit parts or who are just trying to get it and who's still working waitressing jobs and
yeah,
or whatever jobs they're doing. But even the ones who are making money, it's almost like your work. Yes, you sign up for whatever you're doing, but I never realized that if you're on a streaming service and you have a movie or something that shows, you're not getting any of that streaming money.
hmm
It all goes to the company, which doesn't seem fair,
yeah.
like,
And
so in that
it
case, I
used to
get
be
it.
that way. Before streaming stuff, things were different.
Right.
Residual stuff was different.
Right.
Network television, different stuff was different. But streaming is just the way things are now.
Right.
And that has changed everything. So streaming stuff, and then again, likeness, using your likeness in other things, and then again, AI on things.
Yeah, right.
Those are
Like,
all,
this is
those are
not
some
my
of the
voice. I
main
never
ones.
read this, but they used my voice.
That's
So
right.
that can put actors out of work. So
Yeah.
limiting the use of that and making sure that actors are employed and not AI. So those are just things that I was like, wow, who knew we'd
It's
be talking about this stuff? Like,
it's
ever.
crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, it does affect, I mean, obviously those people's lives, that's a big deal. But when it comes to, some people may not realize this, is that that's, as long as this goes on, you're not going to get new shows.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
not
and I
going
saw
to
the news coming out, and you'd almost think they're canceled. Like, this show's not coming
right,
back for 2024, and you're like,
right.
what? You're like, no, because
Yeah.
um,
We don't have writers.
right,
We don't have actors. We don't have crew. We don't have anything, or you might have one bit, but you don't have the other, whatever it
right,
may be. You don't have it. And it is it's a detriment to a lot of people's careers. And then for us, the viewers, and in enjoyment wise, you're just not going to get it. And, I think we all need to be prepared.
Well,
Summer's
I'm
coming to
actually,
an end. And
yeah.
these
I mean, this is
people,
when we look forward to TV, right? Instead of
it's,
watching this craziness because no one's home. But
and even
I'm
if things
actually,
were to change today, which it's not going to today, but even if they were to change today and they come to an agreement of sorts, um, things are delayed already, they were saying, because, I mean,
because you have to get back to work. You have to write
nobody's
the
been doing
scripts.
anything,
Yeah,
right? They're not all sitting at home secretly working. So, yeah, it's going to be different come the fall. Like, get your fix of the Big Brother Amazing Race Survivor type stuff, hope that rides you out a little while or whatever. But like, this is going to trickle down into things such as podcast hosted by celebrities.
yeah.
Because I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it's hosted by two celebrities. They were interviewing a celebrity, and because it was sort of delayed a little bit, like it had been recorded previously, and then they had it in the hopper, to go out when it was released. The strike had sort of been going on for just a short while, and none of them were able to discuss any projects that they had ever worked on or were going to be working on.
Wow.
So they weren't able to talk about their jobs at all, ever,
Crazy.
forward or future, present, past, anything. So, that's really difficult to not promote something, right? That's why these people go on shows and do things, is promo tours or everything else. They're promoting stuff. And then that's also how they relate on these type of shows, is they're talking about how they know each other. They met on this set, or this is that type of job or whatnot. Or at least that's ones I listen to, and I like to listen to that stuff. And yeah, they're not even able to talk about that. So I thought that was crazy. Like that's a small little weird touch that I didn't even consider, right?
Does this impact Broadway at all or no?
I don't know because that's a different union,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Because I know there's some crossover between
there's
Broadway
bound to be
actors. Yeah.
crossover, yeah, but I don't know that it would affect them if they're solely acting as that.
Okay.
So, like for example, a Neil Patrick Harris, who I'm sure is a member of SAG-AFTRA,
Mm-hmm.
but yet he's a member of the what's
Broadway. I
the
don't
Broadway one, like whoever puts on the Tonys and stuff, you know.
But wait, remember they said the Tonys were impacted by the writer strike because they didn't have
because
writers.
nobody wrote the script,
Right.
for
It was like kind of just winging it.
maybe, or maybe they use an official SAG-AFTRA writer, but like maybe to perform, you get your actor's equity card or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really get like who is involved in what, but I see videos here and there of like actors on the picket lines and stuff like that, you know, and I mean it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know what's going to come of it. And I mean, just when you think it's like quiet and you haven't heard anything, then I'm like, well, crap, what am I going to watch?
Right. You got to start going down. See, this is where you're kind of in a catch-22 because it's like, I don't want to support Netflix because they don't treat people right.
Exactly.
But this is all I have.
But that's all I have. And you know what? Netflix knows it.
Yes. I'm going to be forced to watch all the football with my husband. I'm very selective with the football games that I watch. I'm going to be forced to watch it all.
Football, Friday night, the NFL, they're all sitting back just counting their money right now.
Right.
Going, what strike? Y'all, that's fine. Y'all just stay at it. It's fine. Everybody's just going to go ahead and tune into their local TV. Come on now. We don't even care if y'all ain't watching Red Zone.
I enjoy sports as much as the next girl. I like watching Sunday football. I just can't watch it all day.
It is.
I'm not one of those who can. It
is a lot, and it's upon us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that will be here soon, and we shall see what we can get away with. I don't know what's going to happen, but for anybody out there, like if you got some good recommendations you want to shoot our way of something we should go binge watch or something, I have recently started watching Suits.
I hear a lot of people have talked. I've never seen Suits.
Me neither, until recently.
Right. Now everyone's talking about it again. Like, oh, it's a great show. I'm like, okay, well, I
because
probably end up watching
all of them. Yeah, because Netflix got all of them.
Yeah.
So it's all on there. It's easy to binge and watch.
I've been going down a Tubi rabbit hole because they have some shows that I actually forgot about. But they're the shows that I forgot about, and I forgot what happens until about like episode 6 or 7. Then I'm like, oh, yeah. So I'm like, ooh, I want to watch this. But there is one of the shows that I'm watching, and I can't remember. It was one of the Ryan Phillippe shows that also had, I'm not going to get her name, but it was almost like a whodunit show where it starts off with this murder, and then he's accused all throughout the show, and then you have to really figure out who did it. Sure. Yeah. So that's on. I've been watching that, but there's a season 2 that I don't remember at all. So I'm like enjoying it. They have these really old shows. Yeah, like early 2000s, 90s shows that you're like, I remember that show, but I don't remember what happened. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah. My brother told me recently that he and his wife, this past year, they recently rewatched Lost. And I was like,
I wonder if I could do that.
You know, I think I could do that.
You think you could?
I think I could.
With a different lens?
I think so. Because he was like, because I told him, I was like, but that's one of those that like I was so invested in. I know what happens at the end. Yeah. And he's like, but there were so many little pieces throughout the whole thing. He's like, that I just honestly did not remember.
Wow.
You know, he's like, it was really cool to rewatch it. And
Okay.
I'm like, that could be one I might get into. Like, and back when that was on, that was, I mean, I was watching that live,
Yeah.
you know, so it wasn't like you were recording it and then binge watching it and stuff like that. I
No,
was
because you had to watch it because everybody at work or your friends were going
talk
to
about
watch it and
it.
you have
Right.
to talk about it.
So I feel like maybe Lost is one of those that would be kind of cool to watch because I could put it on. And even if I was like, had it on and maybe I was fixing dinner or something, like I don't have to sit there and not miss a second because you're going to miss a little detail that might give you a clue to the next thing. But like, I still would pay attention.
Right.
But then it would be nice to like watch in the evening, while you're just relaxing or something, I don't know. It was such a good show.
Yeah, it was. I wonder
Like
if that's what I
Lost,
could do. I might have to
and
give
then
it a little bit longer because I
my
still remember
parents,
everything.
my parents went back like a year ago or so and rewatched 24.
That one I could do because I never completed it.
Oh, yeah, see, I don't think I did either.
Okay,
But
I could do that one.
I loved that show though.
Yeah,
That's great
I
too.
was faithful in like the first year or
Same.
two. Then I kind of trailed off.
See,
So I could do that one.
all those shows that were so good that like it was kind of before I really got into the whole like having TiVo or anything that you really like recorded stuff or DVR of any sort of thing. Like I feel like I could go back and watch those
Yeah.
because I was so invested in having to watch something at that moment and then having commercials to deal with and having that type of stuff that I feel like it's a totally different viewing situation now.
Yeah. So related to, but unrelated to 24, had Designated Survivor on my list because I never watched it. But that's
I
one of those
watched
other
it.
shows that someone was like, it's really good.
Yeah, that's a good show. I watched it. It's no 24, and that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
But it's good, though, just because
Well,
I
and you
love
see he
him.
has a new show. Is it like Rabbit Hole or something?
I did see that,
Or
but
Rabbit?
I don't much about it, though.
No, I don't either. But it
Yeah.
looks very Kiefer Sutherland, where he's
Of course.
staring into a camera and
Right.
Yeah.
Smolders.
yeah,
Yes.
we know something's going to happen.
So yeah, so those are, I started Suits. Now here's the thing. Suits is funny.
Is it?
God, I know, right? It's funny. Like smart aleck funny. And like I've giggled out loud a couple times. And the two guys that are in it, I couldn't tell you their names in real life, but like the ones everybody sees in the pictures and stuff from Suits, they're fantastic. And I'm just like 5 episodes in or something like that, like nothing dramatic. But I had zero understanding of what the show was about.
I only know that Meghan Markle's in it.
That was my understanding of what the show was.
Yeah.
And in my first 5 episodes, Meghan Markle has had 4 scenes total, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, maybe. Short little scenes. But clearly she has more later. Like she becomes more of a relevant character.
Okay.
I believe later. But yeah, it's funny and it's good and it's got like an actual storyline. So check it out.
I'm gonna have to watch that one. This is the second time in 2 days that I've heard someone say you've got to watch Suits.
I'm not watching it for Meghan Markle.
No, I may, but no, just kidding.
You may, but she is not very relevant yet.
That's why I'm always like, when everyone's like, she's this actress, she's like, I'm like, dude, she was like on Deal or No Deal. She was in a couple episodes of teen dramas.
Right.
And I know she was on Suits, but I'm pretty sure she wasn't a main character. Like,
I think she just
she's
becomes
not this like
one late. I
accomplished
think
actress.
she does become one a little bit later.
Okay.
But I mean, I think
I'm
assuming because everybody talks about her like she is. But
is that just because she married Prince Harry?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
So I'm like, she's not like this Meryl Streep actress where
I know.
we've got to be
she's
like,
not.
she's
She's
like
by no means.
faking her way through life.
Right. But I kind of like the show thus far. And it's definitely just kind of fun.
I'll have to give it a try.
It's different than what I thought it was going to be. It's not Law and Order-ish. It's
that's fine.
It's Ally McBeal-ish.
That's another show that I have on my list of, can I find that to watch again? Because I will not remember everything from Ally McBeal because it was so long ago, but I would watch it just to get up to the Robert Downey Jr. episodes to watch him sing. Because
it's not the same dynamic obviously as Ally McBeal, but it's sort of that humor-ish with an actual storyline of like there's a problem and a case and they follow and they solve and then it moves on, like,
yeah, but there's some humor in between.
But then there's office funniness or whatever.
There's
like
no dancing babies.
No dancing babies. It's
Okay.
not that silly type of stuff, but it is, the personal dynamics are humorous.
Okay.
So
I'll have to give that one a try.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's our homework, is finding something old to watch. I don't know.
I mean, we've got time.
We do.
There are some new shows that were already in development that are going to be released, but I feel like we're going to get through those very quickly.
I think we're going to get through them and then we're going to be disappointed.
Right. Yeah.
Because things are going to be like, oh, here's a mid-season break. And I'm like, we've had 3 episodes.
Right. Like, that was not a cliffhanger.
That was not it. We get 2 episodes and they're like, well, stay tuned next season to find out what happens. I don't even remember
I don't even remember their names.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting. Okay, this is a totally different side note, but I wanted to bring this up because I think this is again, this is a total change of subject, but that's ChickChat. This is what we do. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, okay? Did you see this summer? I don't know if you on Instagram, like me, follow Matthew McConaughey.
I don't, but I should.
You should. Okay, you should. Mark it down. You should.
Matthew McConaughey. Got it.
But it was the coolest thing ever. Okay, this summer, he and his wife came on Instagram one day, or posted a video on Instagram one day. And they're talking to their son on his birthday. And it's his 15th birthday. And they're like, happy birthday, buddy. Like, you made it, blah, 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 whatever, And they're like, oh, we're so proud of you. And here's your gift. This is it. We're gifting you social media.
I did see that.
Oh,
but
my
I saw it on
God.
Entertainment Tonight's page.
It is the sweetest thing.
I was like, what? I'm a terrible parent.
I wanted to play it, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to see if you can hear it. I'm going to turn it up on my phone. I'm going to hold it to my speaker. And hopefully you can hear it. Moose, you're producing right now. If I can't hear it, I'll clip it in it's really short, but I'll clip it in the comments or something whenever we post. But still, I'm going to play it right now, okay?
Happy birthday, Levi Alves McConaughey.
Happy birthday, buddy. Can you believe it?
15 years young. Hey, buddy. Your mom was a little nervous today.
I am. I'm a little nervous.
One of the gifts we are giving you. Yes, we are allowing you, Levi, today on your 15th birthday to join the social media universe.
We've been talking for a long time.
Been preparing for this, talking about it for 3 years now.
Yes, all his friends have had it for a long time. We've been holding up.
He knows who he is, and he knows where he's going. I think he can handle it. He's got a great story to tell and share.
He sure does.
I want to let all y'all know you're getting a very cool and respectful young man, Levi McConaughey, coming at you, and I hope y'all can do your best to treat him the same way. Levi, enjoy the adventure. Enjoy sharing your story, expressing yourself, and what you put out there, and the exchange you get with people out there. We love you. Happy birthday.
You, happy birthday.
Check him out.
Go check him out.
Okay, that is the sweetest thing ever.
I mean, oh my gosh. I've watched it like a gazillion times because I kind of melt every time when he says, that we've debated over this for like 3 years. All your friends have had it, but we know that you have a story to tell. You got a good head on your shoulders, and we're excited for you to share your story with the world. And I struggle all the time with my kids in social media, as every parent does. But I ground myself a little bit, oddly enough, with a clip of Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
I sit back and I think, wow, that is something we have to remember. Like, this is the way that our kids these days are sharing some of their story. It's not all their story. I get that, and it shouldn't be. But what a very cool approach to it. And then to say, hey, world, you're getting a really cool kid on here,
And asking them to be kind.
He said, treat him with respect. He said for his kid to treat everybody with respect, and you guys please be kind to him and treat him with respect. I love it. I love it. I wish everybody would kind of do that. And then he tagged his son in it, and and his wife's all nervous the whole time and stuff, but they're smart.
They're the
love
cutest.
It. And you know what? I can remember whenever he got together with Camilla long time ago, and I was just ugh, some model, another model. They're getting together, living on the beach. She's wearing string bikinis and blah, blah, blah. But they are truly raising decent human beings and
and gorgeous human beings.
I mean, clearly. But
no, they are. They seem to be as famous and well known as they are. They come across as just these normal parents, these normal people that you might sit next to at a soccer game one day.
Right. Well, I mean, and he even said, he's like, your mom's nervous today because, about one of your gifts. And she's like, I am nervous. We've been debating this for 3 years. That's what we do. That's normal, right? That's what we all go through. And I love hearing that. I mean, these are two famous people and their kid is 15.
And just watching them, that their kids are probably just a chip off the block.
Absolutely.
They're probably just as sweet and kind as them. I don't know them personally, but I probably won't follow his kid because, I'm 48.
I know. I feel weird about that, but
that's
I'm
a little weird.
Matthew
But I'll follow your dad.
Yes.
But good luck out there, Levi.
I know. But that was just one of these things that I'm like, oh, that's a feel good little clip. I really wanted to share that.
Yeah.
Because it is a struggle. It's hard. It's hard. High school is hard. Middle school is hard. Parenting is hard. It's all hard.
And we can only protect them for so long. It's when do I give them a phone? When do I let them join this? When do I, you know what I mean? So.
And, and quite honestly, my husband and I talk about it a lot. There came a time where my oldest daughter, there was a certain social media platform that she did not have. But when she was on a certain sports team, the coach used that app as a group messaging system. And because all the other girls had it and he had used it for years and blah, 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 or whatever, and it was kind of okay, so at what point, not that we should have to join that app just because, it wasn't required, but there was still a little bit of what's she missing,
yeah.
And, you don't want to say, well, everybody else is doing it, but yet,
right.
Is this a way of communication that they're doing this to keep up to this and what, and it's hard. You got to debate all that stuff. It's so hard.
And you have to trust your kid at some point. You have to know the person they are and trust that they're going to do the right thing, that they are going to be in the percentage that uses it appropriately.
Yep.
And would not do anything to harm their image or yours or anybody else's.
Yep.
And be kind and not use it for bullying. So, and I think between you and I, we have those kids,
Yep.
They're the kids that we don't have to hopefully worry about.
They're being kind to Levi.
They're being kind. They're being kind to Levi. They're being kind to others. They're telling people to come sit with them at lunch. They're not letting people sit alone. You know what I mean? And they're not sending inappropriate images.
And it's also, we've worried too about them not understanding proper use of technology and apps because of being not allowed to have them.
Right.
Like if you don't have them, then you aren't able to learn the proper use of them.
Right.
And then by the time you have them, you're a little behind, if you will.
Yeah.
And then we have seen at least some kids act out some
Yes.
because they get it when they maybe turn to 16 and they go a little crazy with it, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
pump the brakes or something, and at least my daughter has seen that some. So
yeah, and
it's
I've become that parent who now goes to my daughter like, "Help me with this. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what is this?" And she tells me about all these platforms. I'm like, "What is that?" She goes, "Oh, that's what kids are using. We don't use Facebook anymore." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. Well, who did also take to Instagram, not just Levi, but the opposite of Levi McConaughey the other day was Rachel Leviss. Did you hear her latest? So first of all, she is
The interview
officially
with Bethany?
Rachel now. Well, she is officially Rachel now.
Yeah, I heard that.
She went on a podcast with Bethany Frankel, yes, Real Housewives alum Bethany, who, just like Howie Mandel, started off the interview saying, "I've never seen the show. I don't know anything about it. Tell me who you are and what's the deal."
And
What
she's
is
getting
Sandoval?
such backlash, just like Howie Mandel.
And I was like,
You can't judge the whole season off the reunion.
You can't do this. Please stop. Like, please stop having people on the show and addressing something that was such a big deal by saying, I don't know anything about it.
But did you see she doubled down on it? Like, I'm the queen of Bravo, and I've been saying this all along. I'm like, this is still not helping.
No, this is, it was a really bad matchup for whoever lined this up.
Yeah, it did help either one of them.
Nope, it sure did not. But since then, that podcast episode has come out. So the buzz has kind of started up with Rachel. She's been talking a little bit more, blah, blah, blah. It has now come out that she will not be returning to Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
Yep. See ya. Bye. Nobody really cared. And she actually issued an apology to Adriana on her Instagram, posted it, and then deleted it. But not without the internet warriors taking screenshots before she deleted it.
This I didn't see.
Yeah.
So again, we're reaching out to Ariana through social media instead of just, well, I'm sure she's blocked, but they have mutual people that they could go between to say, hey.
Well, the only people that Rachel follows that are still, that were even remotely close to that group are Billy.
Oh gosh. She's not close
which
to
is
that group anymore.
Not good. And Stassi, which I find funny.
I don't think Stassi cares about her.
And Stassi has probably zero to do with any of it. But So here was the apology. Let's see. Oh wait, no, never mind. That was not the right one. Let me find the right one here. That's from the interview. She issued an apology. That is not released because it was a screenshot. It was immediately deleted. And has changed her tagline on her. This is the wrong article. But anyway, she's changed her tagline on her bio on Instagram to something like becoming a better person. I'm like, great. Good for you. Adriana was seen out in public, basically saying, everybody was like, oh, do you have a chance to talk to Tom and Rachel? And she's like, I have nothing to say to them. She asked if she was open to filming with them. And she commented that the show is very real and follows a real group of friends, and neither of them are my friends. So good luck filming with them.
This podcast is sponsored by Jackson Creative, a custom communication agency located in downtown Hickory, North Carolina, specializing in online content creation. To learn more, visit thejacksoncreative.com. Jackson Creative, we tell your story.
Okay.
Yeah. Rachel made a comment recently saying, I got wrapped up in this and I just wasn't thinking clearly. We're not best friends.
What? She's saying they weren't best friends?
Yeah, she said we were not best friends. The alliance is I called these people my friends because I really did believe that they were my friends, just not us together. No. If we were best friends, we would, I don't know, go out to dinner, just the two of you, like shopping or lunch or something.
Didn't they do that?
I don't know.
We saw them shopping together.
It said Ariana and I were not best friends. We were acquaintances who became friends through the show. She's always been somebody who's been really sweet to me. And she would stand up for me and encourage me to pursue whatever I was, but I don't know, pursuing. And that was all great, but we never had like a deep conversation and I would have had with a best friend.
Is she delusional? Did we not?
This is what she said to Bethany.
Yeah. She's trying to rewrite the narrative now because a lot of these things she's saying didn't happen. We saw happen with our very own. I feel like I'm being gaslighted.
She actually like was the one asking Ariana about her sex life with Tom.
The talk that Ariana had with her about her being a role model at the glamping for her birthday.
Yeah.
They had we saw them shopping together. Yeah. We saw Ariana sticking up for her. We saw her tagging along wherever her and Tom went. Now we know why, but
yeah, I don't know.
To say that she wasn't your best friend.
Yeah. Now she's just saying we were acquaintances.
Now I don't want your apology because it's not genuine.
Yeah.
Now you're just trying to save face. And because this is just not reality.
Yeah.
If everyone on there is saying she was your best friend, she was your best friend, she was your best friend, and you never corrected them, you never once in the reunion said, she was not my best friend.
Yeah. Right.
We were more, and to be more like acquaintances, you were with her all the time.
Oh yeah. Like they even said that they were always at her house and everything else.
I think they might need a little more time to process. And
let's see. It says that Rachel has said that she was planning to seek treatment 1 month before she actually checked into the mental health facility. She, quote, says, I have become counseling and to end my unhealthy behavioral cycle, learn to set stronger emotional boundaries, and learn to protect my mental health. I don't expect sympathy, understanding, or forgiveness. Right now, I must focus on my own health and well-being and strive to be a better person moving forward. I'll prioritize my mental health and learn from my mistakes. She did a 90-day stay in Arizona. So, I don't know. She's cuckoo.
Summer house or winter house or something like that. But
yeah, she cuckoo. It ain't gonna happen. Like she's just.
She's not remembering. I mean, again, I'm not part of that. I wasn't there, but from what you showed us on TV, what you're saying just doesn't ring true. It doesn't ring true at all.
No, not at all.
Because if you were some acquaintances, yes, I think Ariana would have just been upset that it happened.
Yeah.
But
no, it's different. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you were Joe, like if you were just Joe, we'd be like, ew, gross. You know, you were never our friend anyway. And you wouldn't care that you lost friends.
Right.
Sheena wouldn't be so mad at you.
Hysterical. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I think what's happening is she's seeing all these people mend their relationships. Katie, Sheena, Lala, all of them become closer because of what happened with her and Tom. And she's having a little bit of FOMO. It's like she misses the times that she had with them. She's remembering the good times they have. And then she's trying to say, oh, well, they were never really my friends.
Right.
Because it's making herself feel better. Like, no, girl, you're missing. I'm human. If I did something like that and I'm still seeing all of my friends doing all these fun things that I used to do with them, on social media or hearing about them through acquaintances or friends of friends, I'd be upset. I'd be hurt.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
I would be like, hate that I'm missing out on all the good times because of a stupid mistake that I made.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you didn't even get the guy in the end. Like, was it worth it?
No.
And he's hanging out with him. He's not reaching out to you saying, hey, Rach, come hang out with us. No.
Right.
He's trying to mend his own relationship. He's trying to save face with them. He
Right.
couldn't care less if you are impacted by it because he's still hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Maybe on the outskirts, but he's still with them.
Yep. Yep. He's going to come out looking better than any of us want him to, but
Yeah.
still.
Well, she still says kooky things and goes on kooky people's podcasts.
Yeah. So
Gonna just continue to hurt herself.
I
Just be
didn't go
quiet.
listen. Yeah, I didn't go listen to the episode because I really just can't deal with either one of their voices. Honestly, like it sounds like my worst nightmare to hear Bethany and Rachel talk at the same time. Like,
Never been a Bethany fan, and
Yeah.
I'm satisfied to do just what I did with the Tom and Howie Mandel. I'll listen to snippets. I'll listen to what everybody else, the clips that they
Yeah.
said, and I'll feel like I've heard the whole thing.
I'll get the gist of it and I'll
Yeah.
move on. Yeah, but I'm not going to go download it.
No.
So, yeah. So good. Well, so we just won't give her any more credit with that anyway.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I really just, we're going to kind of close out this episode with a little segment we need to discuss, which is Big Brother, which has started because it is summertime, but we had to wait to discuss it because they didn't start until August this year. Big Brother doesn't start usually this late, but we're going to have it for 100 days. It's going into November this year. And it's going to overlap with Survivor and then Amazing Race and all that stuff's going to come back, and which I'm all fine with. I'm great. Can't wait.
Yes.
But it's very early in the game, so we don't have too much to talk about. But I did want to discuss my initial thoughts on Big Brother. For anybody that's listening, is following along, let us know your thoughts on it too. But so again, season 25, I believe. Yeah. And 17 house guests put together in a house, hundreds of cameras on camera 24/7. And yeah, one person voted out per week at least. And it started. They've already voted out 2 people. The first ones are always kind of throwaways, honestly. Like I forget about them by the end of the season. Like, no big deal. They don't go to jury. They don't vote on anything at the end. So it's
You can always tell they're not coming back by the way the interview goes and how much information Julie.
Correct. Julie tells them everything, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, see ya.
Well, there's not going to be a playback.
See you on finale night. Yes.
Right.
So, I think, like I said, there's just not that much to discuss yet, except for the overall vibe of the season, which I'm just going to kick it off. I don't like the concept of this season with this stupid multiverse thing.
The multiverse and the fact that they gave part of it the name the Nether Regions is the impact of not having writers and letting your 12-year-old decide what something's going to be called.
Yes.
Like, did anybody actually think about the Nether Regions?
Like it's not cute and
It's
funny.
not. It's like
It's
right.
It
Call it
sounds
something
dumb
else.
and silly dumb.
It does. They're in the Nether region. Like, really?
Yeah.
Let's grow up a little bit. Let's call it something.
So Julie Chen announces that they have a multiverse this year, which, of course, we hear multiverse, and I think like Marvel or superhero or something like that, right? I'm thinking multiverse. I'm like, like, okay, do tell. I'm thinking maybe there's actually 2 games happening at once or
That
something.
would be actually good.
Right, like 2 houses, and these people don't know
And they
it.
don't know it. Yeah.
Something like that. But no. These are things where it's looking like, and I don't even really fully understand it all at this point yet, but it's looking like there's like 4 multiverses, 4 verses.
Mm-hmm.
Scary verse, comic verse, scramble verse, and something else verse. I don't know what it is, but
Not that I've connected them.
I don't know what they are, but it looks like each week's like a different verse that they're focused on. And
Yeah.
like last week was scary verse. So like the competitions revolved around the scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like this week had been scramble verse, and everything was revolved around like goofy things flip back and forth or whatever. I don't know, different things like that. And I think that's dumb. Just saying. Like,
Yes.
why? We're adults. Why are we talking about that? Oh, okay. Thank you, Moose. Moose just sent me a thing. I knew it was coming. Thank you so much. It's the comic verse, the scary verse, the scramble verse, and the humiliverse. They're just the dumb verse, the dumb verse, the dumb verse, and the dumb verse.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. So anyway, I don't see the need for it. Like, if you want to have different competitions that have different themes to it, just do the stupid competition and give it a
Do
theme.
it.
Like, none of the competitions have had like solid themes throughout the whole season ever. Like, just change up the things. No need to do this whole like, ooh, scary. We're going to go out here and do this, and now there's a blue orb that you put on the TV to make people magically walk through. Guess what, Big Brother? We know it's not real. Like, this is what pisses me off, honestly, okay? When you do stuff like that, we know, we watching at home, we understand, we know what that is. We know now. When you put like that on there, that shows us they're acting, right?
Right.
We're supposed to be watching reality TV. We're supposed to be watching real people being filmed real
Right.
time. So don't put things on there that make me believe that they're being prompted on how to act.
Yeah.
They're now being
agree.
prompted to say, oh, okay, lay here for 20 seconds and then stand up and go over here to this door and go out this way while we zap you out of the room magically and blah, blah, blah. Don't tell me that stuff, because now you're making them act a certain way.
Yeah.
What else are you telling them to act about? Like, just play the stupid competitions.
This is why it gets a little. I think if they had just remained with the original concept of the show and just played it differently, like I've always said, since the first show, everyone now comes in day one before even knowing these people, just aligns themselves with people, whether it's by bedroom or age or whatever. I always thought it was silly when, I don't know if it was after year 2 or 3, but when Big Brother took away, you have to survive on peanut butter and jelly, and now you have to survive on slop. Why? Like, these people have to eat. They have to compete.
Right.
What's the purpose of an uncomfortable room? You know what I mean? Like, just play the game and let them outwit each other. Say, if you know people are going to align themselves, do twist that breaks the alliance up. Mm-hmm. Say the only twist here is that you can only nominate someone within your alliance.
Right.
Start naming the alliances. You know what I mean? Like, we have 2 alliances in the house. There are these. So make them play a different game. But I agree with you. Like, every year, these weird themes that they come up with.
It's gimmicky. It's just silly.
They're here. I mean, Survivor doesn't change it up and be like, okay, now we're going to be on a fake island and we're going to treat it like the Hunger Games. Just like, no, they just go on an island and try to survive.
Survivor has done the same crap for the same seasons,
and people still watch
from day one.
Right, and people watch
and stuff too. Honestly,
the Amazing Race doesn't change. Yes, the location changes, but we know there's going to be clues. There's going to be a race. There's going to be who gets there first.
Yeah,
there's no reason to do what you're doing other than you just want to do it.
Yeah,
because you think it changes the game, and it really doesn't. It just makes the game weird.
Yeah, it makes it harder to follow. Honestly,
yeah.
And and I'm fine with expecting unexpected. I'm fine with that because you can throw out things like, okay, you know, here's the twist, it's double eviction, or here's this, or, those type of things. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that type of stuff. Like throw them a surprise here and there. But like the whole nether region thing, like a punishment of some sort. What? Okay, so you know what? They beam in and talk to you from a back room somewhere. Like, if you're going to take a player away for a night, like, we all know, like, yeah, punishment is enough of saying they don't get to be in on conversations for a night because we know a lot can happen in conversations on a night, right? But tell us what's going on with that person. Like,
Right.
are they truly sitting in a room by themselves? Like, are they sitting there freaking out in a room by themselves? Are they getting a 3-course meal and enjoying themselves, but saying, yeah, I'll take this fancy meal instead of having to sit with all these people or something? Like, I'd love to see that instead of them coming back and then they're kind of like, because like on Survivor, when they get sent to the exile island,
Mhm.
we see what happens there. And then they get the choice of if they want to basically come back and tell them or not what really happened.
Right.
But with like Big Brother, they're getting sent away for a night. And when they come back, they've literally said to the housemates, they're like, I don't have anything to report. And that's it. And we have to believe that.
It's
Like, that's weird to me.
yeah.
Like, what were you doing? Like, were you sitting back there or were they, do you consider it a punishment? Did you have a nice night? Did you,
Right.
like, I don't understand.
See any live footage?
I know, like, what was that? Again, that seems shady to me. So tell me what happened or give them something to come back and either lie about and play the game with. Instead, these people are coming back with, I got nothing.
So I saw, once you get on Big Brother and start looking at stuff, you can start to see like your algorithm starts to show you all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a British version, and I thought a really clever twist that they did was they had the House vote on who was voted out. She got voted out, but the twist was she's coming back in.
Mm-hmm.
And the person got voted out. Her housemates are all like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she comes out there. They don't tell her anything other than this is a fake eviction. You're actually going back into the game. So then she walks back in the house and the housemates are like, what happened? And she's like, this was a fake eviction. She's like, and she lied and said that not America, but the crowd loved her and they were all,
Yeah.
but the opposite was true. Like they were all like booing her and hissing her and stuff. But she came in and she lied and she was like,
Yeah.
it was great to see how many fans and supporters I have out there and whatever. I think she ended up getting voted off again not too long after. But
Sure.
things like that, like, are pretty interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
I
that's
liked
what I would
Pandora's
think of.
Box when they did it. I liked the twist that Mike Boogie had that one year where he could overthrow the head of household
Yes.
and make his own nominations, and he could do it at any time before a certain week. Like
Right.
those type of things are clever because it keeps you guessing. Like, is he going to use it? Is he not going to use
Right.
it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like these
Well,
weird.
and they've done a couple of those this season.
Yeah.
They're trying that, I feel like, when they're like, okay, so this person is, you won this and you have to select somebody to go to the nether region, but that person is automatically safe for the week.
Right.
And so that's great for them, but they do have to be gone for the night or whatever. But that's where, like I said, if you're going to be gone for the night, like have them come back with something that's going to shake up things or whatever. Or, I don't know. It just seems bizarre to me that they leave and then they come back and they're like,
Yeah, like if you're going to do
That was
that,
it.
maybe have the person it's almost like a separate head of household room, except they can watch the videos without sound.
Right.
They can't hear
Right.
conversations, but they can see people talking to each other.
yeah.
And they can come back
Yeah,
and say,
and
to tell
it
people
seems
whether
like-
they saw that or not.
It seems like there could be something
Yeah.
to do with that. So I don't like the verses. I don't think that
No.
that's wise. I think that this season does have a nice variety of ages and just a mixture of types of people, We started out the season with 16 house guests. And then whenever they finished their first competition, they came back inside, and the 17th house guest was standing there with champagne for everybody. And it was Suri from
Her.
Survivor fame. I do too. Always
I
loved her.
don't love that her son's in there with her because I feel like he's a loose cannon. He is not as good at gameplay as his mom, and I feel like he's going to blow it for her.
I feel like her son Jared is needing to watch and observe more than what he is doing. He needs to watch his mama. She's wise beyond her years, and
He talks too much. He gave his name away, and everyone's like, "That's Cerise's son's name."
I know she's super smart. She's never played Big Brother. She played Survivor. She's played Survivor what, 3 times?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And people love her. You know, she's a crowd favorite. And then, so she has been known on the show. People knew her on Big Brother. They were like, oh my gosh, you're Cerise. Like, they know she's been on Survivor. They do not know that she is Jared's mom, except for one person.
That wonderfully.
Izzy, who knew immediately because she was so obsessed with Cerise on Survivor. She's seen her home videos on Instagram and everything. She follows Cerise on Instagram. How weird is that? Like, she's like, I follow you on Instagram and I've seen pictures of your son, and that's Jared, you know. She even said, she's like, I wouldn't have picked Jared out as Cerise's son had I not seen Cerise here and then put the two together, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It made sense then, but Izzy is keeping that secret and has made a very good alliance with her through it, which is very smart on Izzy's part at this.
She could have gone the complete other way and been like,
she could have, one, ratted her out, but 2, she's got a good partner in Cerise because Cerise knows what she's doing. She can play a game, you know, and Izzy is a little bit of a loose cannon as well. And Cerise keeps bringing her back down, you know, saying, chill out, honey, chill out. So I don't know how that twist is going to go, the mother-son thing. I don't know where they're going with it. Like, obviously the goal is they want to win, you know, and they are technically on different sides of the house right now, because the house immediately divided in like a younger, hipper kids and the older, awkward people. They kind of just naturally split. It was sort of like high school, and that's fine. But maybe it's just me, but I feel like the older people, they call themselves the professors. They ain't playing around.
Oh,
they just are like going to these people, the younger ones who call themselves the handful, and they'll straight up call them out. They're like, oh, okay, so you're in an alliance with this person, this person, this person, this person, this person, and you guys are targeting this person, this person. So I'm going to target you, and then I'm going to put this person on the block. And when that doesn't work out, I'm going to put this person up as a replacement, and then I'm going to do this. Okay? Thanks so much. Like, they just lay it out and say it to their face.
Yeah, when Heisen was like, you're my target, and I'm going to tell everybody that you're my target.
He's like, I would appreciate everybody's vote for my target, her.
And then he hugged her. He's like, well, let's hug it out.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, nobody does that.
No one ever does that.
What are you doing? And as much as people were like weirded out by it, it worked.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like maybe there's something to it. Some of these older people are like, screw this. I'm not playing your little baby games. Like, I'm freaking just gonna tell you how it is, and I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna go.
I'm not gonna string you along and make you think you're the pawn, but we're gonna backdoor you. No.
Yes.
You are the pawn, but it could change.
I know.
You may be my target.
And like the current HOH, I heard her talking the other day, and she was like, actually, so you're the pawn, and if you don't do this, I'm going to change my mind and I'm going to do this. And so the time is ticking. You have about 2 hours to do this right now. If you don't do it within that time, I'm going to put you up instead. And I was like, dang girl, like she's like, use it. Like they just aren't playing around. And, like, I don't know, it's just a little different gameplay than I'm used to seeing.
It's
you know?
hilarious.
And
That's
I
what
tell
it
you what,
is.
the 2 times that I've seen people get called out, because I saw a clip online from the live feeds. I've not been watching the live feeds, but I saw a clip online from the live feeds of Felicia calling out Jag. Okay. And then I saw a clip of Heisem calling out Riley.
Right.
And well, Heisem, I saw him on TV doing Riley. But both times, the younger of the person being called out was like, like they couldn't come up with something to say because they were caught, they were busted, and they were like, they were dumbfounded.
Yeah.
These kids think they're being like cool and slick and sly, and they don't have anything on the
They're
older
on
people.
vacation with their besties.
They're getting picked off.
Who would have thought?
I mean, power to the oldies. Like, I'm fine with it.
Now, what'll be interesting to see is if Jared ever gets control and he becomes head of household, what he does. Because I think Sari would turn on him in a second if she thinks he's gonna blow up her game.
Yeah, I agree. I think she'll be like, I think she'll try to cover it and like cover him.
He's not very slick. He's not very good at gameplay.
Right.
Smiles and giggles a lot. He gets awkward when he gets around her. I'm like, just stop. He talks too much. He tells too much of his life story, considering his mom's in the house with him.
Right.
Like, and you don't know what story she's telling. So it's like,
dude, I'd play kind of the shy guy if I was him, You
need to just sit down and be like, there's not much in my life.
Yeah. I do like some of the details of some of the cast members. Like, there are a few unique ones on there. There's an Australian lady who's actually like a lawyer, but she's a DJ on the side. And she's really just kind of sitting back and watching and not really doing much right now, but she's, that's an interest. She's not told anybody she's a lawyer. There is a world champion swimmer, and he's the world champion deaf Olympic gold medalist. And he's deaf, which is interesting in Big Brother.
Yeah. See, how are they? I missed how they're helping with that.
I think there are some prompters on some of the challenges.
Okay. Is he completely deaf?
I don't think he's completely deaf, but I think deaf enough that some of the prompters are needed on some of the challenges. But it'll be interesting also to see how lip reading benefits him, because that's what he does, is he lip reads.
Okay.
And so he even said that in one of his montage things, is like, I do lip read like very well. And so I could use that maybe to my advantage.
Yeah.
There's also a younger guy who I kind of like right now. I don't know how he's going to go, but he's kind of young, kind of spunky. He looks like unassuming because he's kind of smaller and stuff. Super smart though. But he's a world champion debater. And so that means he's, an influencer, right? Like he can get up on a stage, he can talk his way out of anything. I think that's obviously going to help his social game. But, surprise, surprise, his brother was Survivor. And so he is a CBS reality baby. And his brother was one of the first ones kicked off of his season on Survivor. And so whenever
nobody knows who he is.
That's right. So whenever he made it past the first eviction, he gave a shout out to his brother and said, "Beat ya." And, I thought that was great, but he's not making a big deal out of it, letting people know this. But, it's cool to see. Like I said, I think people underestimate him a little bit, but apparently he's incredibly smart and, might have a few tricks up his sleeve, but he's playing both sides of the house right now. And then there's a couple of dummies on there as usual. People that are running their mouth too early, too soon, and
Someone who's already been kicked off because of saying the wrong thing. It was very early in the game for that to happen.
it was really early in the game to be naming targets. It was really early in the game for giant alliances.
Yeah.
I mean, an 8-person alliance the first night.
Too much.
That's
Those never
a no-no.
last. Yeah.
That's a no-no. Like, don't do that. And it just happens to be like all the young pretty people. Like, come on.
Now,
Rookie mistake.
I missed who was the guy that was kicked off screen? What was his name?
Oh, yes. So Luke was
Luke.
his name. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I totally forgot about that. We are down one more house guest who was evicted privately because he was on camera, like on the feeds camera, not the episode, but he was caught using a racial slur and in general conversation. And so he was removed from the house while doing a diary vlog, and they never saw him again.
Did they show that part on TV? I think I might have missed that part where they showed it, if they did.
I saw it, and now I just can't remember if I saw it on there or like on a news feed.
Yeah.
And he was having a conversation with Jared.
Yeah.
And Jared later made a comment like to him. Like he was just like, oh no, man. Like I was just, it was me that you were saying it to, and I didn't think much of it or something.
What?
I know. And I think Jared was trying to play it cool. But like then later he was just kind of saying like, no, I get like we had rules in this house coming in the house and he broke a rule and so he's got to go. But he never once was like, no, dude. Like, I don't know. He never made it sound like...
There's something with Jared that I'm just kind of like, he's a loose...
Yeah.
He's like he's a pick-me guy. Like, I just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I want to be friends with everybody.
Yeah. So it was strange. I know. I mean... But yeah, he did break a rule. So go. Like, but I didn't catch all the details. Obviously, they weren't saying everything. Like,
right.
I couldn't tell everything. So, but he's gone, and he was kind of weird anyway. So, say la vie.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I of course watch it no matter how dumb I think some of the stuff is, and we'll just have to wait and see. We got 100 days of it. It's going to be a long season.
It's a long season.
It's a long season for them to be in there. And I do have Paramount Plus, so I can like tune into the live feeds at some points. Yeah. And, we'll see. We're a couple evictions away from, I feel like it is when it starts getting really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
But it's,
I like the cast. I'm with you. The silliness of it is just what kind of throws me. I'm just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep them isolated. I like that they're getting into the lot a little bit, but of the CBS lot, but even that I can do without. Like, I don't need to see
but they went on like,
they used.
They were like copying Stranger Things and stuff. They were calling it like
and it was like the My Three Sons house or something that they were into.
They kept calling it a Demogorgon or
in the nether, that if he found you, then you go to the nether region.
I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, quit.
And like they were acting like they were really scared of this.
I know. I was like, why are you doing this?
And some of them running, I'm sorry, I just had to chuckle because some of them running away was just like, I wasn't here to do this. I was just here to play a game. Like,
that's the thing. Like, that's what I almost like feel bad about. Like, you didn't bring these people on to be actors, right?
Right.
They're here to play this reality show game, and we're here to watch reality show. Don't make them be actors, and don't make us try to believe it.
Yeah.
Just
like they're seriously scared that the Demogorgon is going to come get them if they don't stand on the right circle.
Yeah, super dumb. Whatever.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm still going to watch, whatever. Okay, well, that's about all our time for this episode. Now we've got to get back to our normal lives, back to reality. And since nobody's writing it for us, we got to find some entertainment out there.
Yeah.
Jeanette, enjoy those last days of summer sun, and hopefully you can get back on your routine really quickly and bring back in the fall as quick as possible, please.
Yes, I will. I can't wait. You do the same.
I can't wait either. All right, to everybody out there listening, thanks so much for tuning in. If you have questions, if you have entertainment that we should check out, because quite honestly, we're going to need it in the next month or so, shoot us an email, shoot us a text, send us a line through Instagram, whatever it may be. Find us at info@themesh.tv. Check out all the other shows over on themesh.tv, our website. We've got a little something for everybody on the Mesh Network. And if you're ever on Instagram, go follow Levi McConaughey, but please be kind to him. And until then, guys, have a great end of summer. We'll catch you on the flip side.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.